What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the network. And this is the prediction video. As today we've got the Eastern Conference Finals with the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Originally I was going to do both prediction video, for both the East and the West, but I managed to only make time for the Eastern Conference Finals, as that's actually getting ready to begin very shortly, within the next 30 minutes or so. Draft lottery is about to start here, so I'm going to check that out as well, and might drop some thoughts on that later. We'll see. Definitely going to get the Western Conference Finals prediction video out as soon as I can tonight, and I'm thinking I'm probably also going to get in the Broncos talk, definitely bringing that back. And I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to that one, I'm just going to be shooting from the hip, talking my talk, and that's really all there is to that. All that said, though, it's pretty interesting. I mean, we got chalk here with the East, number 1 versus 2, and these teams have taken interesting paths throughout the season, I believe, and it was real wild because with Boston, the whole narrative was about, can Brown and Tatum actually coexist? And I really never could understand why that was even a narrative to begin with, because, it is a matter of time before, things come together. I mean, you had it real shaky for a bit because of Jaylen Brown's injury, especially back a few years ago in the Eastern Conference Finals when LeBron was last with Cleveland. And that was pretty much where Tatum emerged and really just never looked back ever since. And I think the proof is in the pudding where that's concerned. But then again, there were times where I wasn't completely convinced that Tatum was the best player on that team, because Brown was actually starting to show what he's really all about, and he still continues to do so. But Tatum's clearly the guy there. But regardless, both of them are equally vital for Boston's success, to say the very least, and is almost a thing to where, as they go, Boston goes. I mean, you could say a lot for Marcus Smart. He's a hell of a talent, great defender, the new defensive player of the year. And of course, bringing back Al Horford, who was very, very formidable for him in previous years before having gone to Philadelphia. And they definitely have the pieces, especially with Robert and Grant Williams as well, and others, where they're going to match up pretty well with Miami. But getting to the Heat, I can't help but feel like I'm leaning more towards them. I mean, there are a lot of reasons you can bet on Boston, and they're very, very solid ones, I will say. But for me, and it's really interesting because I remember, I've made no secret of it, I watch Inside the NBA a lot, along with all the shows on well, maybe not all of them, but First Take and so forth on ESPN. And it was just real wild because I caught Chuck saying something about how he felt the bubble was overrated because, it's just not the same. You don't have the same atmosphere as the fans and so forth, or having the fans in the building and everything, which is true. I don't disagree with that. The thing about it is that it just couldn't be helped. I mean, it was COVID, and needless to say, there were definitely some good things that we actually wound up discovering from the bubble, namely the Phoenix Suns, and this was before Chris Paul. Now, granted, it was pretty disappointing to see what happened to them Sunday night, but it is what it is. It happened. I mean, we'll see how they rebound from it. I talked about it a lot in the previous video a couple of nights ago. I think I got that uploaded yesterday morning. But either way, I just can't help but feel as though there's something to this Miami Heat team to where they're just better than what they were a couple of years ago. And it's not just the additions of Kyle Lowry, who is out right now, Victor Oladipo, and PJ Tucker. I mean, they actually have all been very, very good in their own rights. and especially Tucker having come off the championship team with the Bucks last season. I can't look at this any other way but see the Heat being the winners in 6. And if nothing else, the biggest factor for me is going to be Butler versus Tatum. I could see Tatum getting the better of Butler at times, but this man is hungry. I mean, we're talking about a guy who very nearly almost single-handedly carried the Heat to a championship win. It's just, it was an effort that definitely wore on him, and it showed, especially in that Game 6 where it was just all LA at that point. I mean, there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But they've come a long way since then, and especially after getting swept by the Bucks last postseason. I mean, they're as dangerous as I've seen them in a long time. And again, this is going back to the D-Wade LeBron era, and Eric Spoelstra is just a special kind of coach. I mean, to have maintained the level of consistency throughout the years, regardless of either D-Wade or LeBron being there, it's just remarkable. And I love the fact that he's still there, and that Pat Riley and others have stuck with him and everything. So I think that's going to be something that's rewarded, and they'll be going against the winner of who I will be going over here in the Western Conference Final predictions video. So I'm going to just cut it at that for right now, especially as close to game time as it is. It's 5 after right now Pacific. So again, I'm going to check out this draft lottery. Excuse me. We'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Hit me up with some thoughts. And if you enjoy the content, like and subscribe and share as well. And with that, thanks for being here. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the game.